Hi everyone, it's Tyrone here, ex-taekwondo athlete. I was training on the Australian team, or the Australian national program I should say, from end of 2018 through to end of 2023. I'm currently on a break exploring the world, but I also want to help as many people as I can through the struggles of being an athlete, but also through the wins. And so here we are. I'm going to talk to you about how to build a website today, focused on getting you some sponsor opportunities. And so let's get started. I'm going to start with Q&A. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to optimize cold outreach for your sponsor prospects. So that's part of our Q&A question. And secondly, you'll know how to structure and build your personal athlete website. So let's get started. First thing was the Q&A question. There's this guy who messaged me, and he's a boxer, really nice dude, and he just said, I messaged over 100 companies, had no response. What should I do? So 3 to 5 follow-ups is ideal. Statistically, you're way more likely to get opportunities when you follow up. So 1 message isn't going to do it. You need to do message 2, message 3, message 4. I wouldn't recommend going past 5 because there's this fatigue that happens that gets annoying. But I think 4 seems to be the sweet spot. And so when you're contacting these companies, what you need to do is message them on their most common platforms. So usually maybe Instagram, and then you also want to grab their email and follow up an email as well. But whatever their main platforms are, you're better to target multiple rather than just one, and just do 3 to 5 follow-ups on each of them, right? So that's important too. So this is how I'd sort of structure an outreach. It needs to sound thoughtful. It's not a volume game only when it comes to sponsorship. It's really important that you look like you've done your research on a company and are speaking exactly to what's going on for them. They're way more likely to respond. And it also needs to sound really conversational and natural and human, and not like a robotic message that ChatGPT spat out. So let me show you an example of something I've just put together then. This would be the first outreach that I'd sent. And actually, I'll just show you the example where I just typed in physiotherapists in Melbourne, and these guys came up. They're very athlete focused, just happened to be. It's one of the first results I saw. So they've got a whole athlete section. This guy seems to be sponsored by them actually. So maybe they already got some sponsors, but that also means that maybe there's room for more, who knows? So when you go down to the bottom here, you can find their email, you can find their phone number, so you could give them a call if you're feeling confident. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the best thing to do unless you've got a bit of a script and unless you've got the reps. Definitely encourage it still because it's a great skill. But when it comes to this type of thing, I think online outreach is more consistent in terms of your messaging. You're not going to stutter, you're not going to fumble it. And as long as you're sending a few more follow-ups, you're going to be fine. So I'd be grabbing the email, I'd be grabbing the Insta, just open them up. And what I've done actually is open their Facebook, and I've looked at a recent post of theirs. So I'm going to mention that in the first outreach. So their first post is coming back to running after an injury. The most common mistake runners make is doing too much too soon. And then they have more information on it here, right? Looks like they've got their sponsored athlete. This is just an example. This could be you know. He's clearly a runner. They're obviously more niche down into running, but they might be open to new avenues. They might want to accept a taekwondo athlete, a boxer, who knows? So it's always worth checking. And so what I would do is make it look like I've done my research, and so I have had a brief look at them, okay? And I say, hey, your post on coming back from running after an injury was helpful, but I was wondering if you had any advice on prevention strategies for other athletes who have running as part of their programs. So I'm relating it sort of back to what I'm doing. I'm asking them questions, so I'm asking for their advice, and businesses are really willing to give out small snippets of information if it means that it increases the likelihood of them getting a new client, right? So they're more likely to respond that way. But then I'm going a bit further and saying, as a national taekwondo athlete, part of my conditioning involves running 3 times a week. Currently, I'm seeking collaboration with a physiotherapist who can see your practice leverages athlete-focused content, and I'd love to contribute. I was thinking we could do a quick 15-minute chat to talk more on my question above, and I thought it'd be great if we recorded this chat so we can leverage it on our socials. So we're basically saying, you know, how there's reels and short-form content everywhere, and they could chop that up and post almost like an interview, I guess. So you're providing them value straight away for yourself and also for them, because if they're going to use that content, they could tag you in it as well, and you're just leveraging content online already, the get-go. If not, just providing them with some footage they can do with what they like. If we're a great fit, I'd be keen to book in a session with you, then provide an excellent review and video review for you to post on your socials moving forward. Listen, hear from you soon. Thanks, T. So that's like a really strong outreach. They know I've looked at their content. They know that I understand their niche, and that I'm also interested to support them. So that's much better than like a generic message that ChatGPT might have spat out without you doing any follow-up. So a follow-up might be something real simple and short. You never really want it to be, in fact, this is even a long outreach. I would try and condense that ideally, make it as short as possible, because you want these things to be skimmable. People, their attention and focus goes like that, especially when they're running a business and they're busy treating lots of other clients. So you want to make it quick, sharp, and hooky as well. So the second message I might send them is probably 2 days later. Okay, so it's a shorter interval than the other follow-ups, and the intervals should increase over time. Okay, so 2 days later I might say, hey, just thought I'd reach out again in case my last message slips. Thanks. And then so you would send like 2 or 3 more simple messages like this. I would use ChatGPT to try and get new ideas and how you can make it more catchy, how you can reiterate some value-based parts in this first outreach email or Instagram message, just to make sure that even the follow-ups have a bit of information that catches their eye. So maybe even in here I'd say something like, just thought I'd reach out again about that. Call/interview. You know, something like that. So it might catch their eye and give them a bit more context so that they read this one again. So but yeah, that was my first advice. So more follow-ups, more personalized initial outreach, and visit in person. You know, if they're close, if they're a local business, if there's a physiotherapist that you're chasing in Melbourne, then definitely go in and just, you can call their phone number, you can visit them in person and just see who's there and introduce yourself like that. So optimize your message. So we've already talked about what that message might look like. Feel free to copy that template if you think it's compelling. I'd be obviously getting a link in there. So all you need to do is sign up for a free account. You can use Calendly. So you can just log in with Google. Literally, it's that easy. And you can set up a little link, and then they can book in a slot with you, quick 15-minute chat. Let's just run through how to set that up now, because that might actually come in handy for when we build the website. So I'm just signing up with Google. When you sign up with Google, it's going to connect the Calendly interface with your calendar. So when someone books a slot with you, it's going to go directly into your Google Calendar. It's very handy like that. Alright, so when you enter in here, looks like I've logged in. Maybe I've already got an account, but that's okay. The sign-up process is really simple. But anyway, you can create a link. You want it to be a one-on-one. Okay, so on the free plan, you can only have one link, so I just need to edit this one, in my case. But as you can see, I can set the duration I want, so I'd set 15 minutes in this case, because that's what I've requested in the message. That's my old address, so don't even worry about that one. Availability. So you just set up a link, and then you would copy and paste it. So copy the link, and then I'd put it in my outreach here. So then if you are interested, can. And sometimes they don't like to work like that, so you say alternatively. If you meeting scheduler your own, I'd be happy to book using your. So then you're allowing them to work in whatever they're comfortable doing as well. So they might not want to book through your link. They might have a link that they like to use and keeps them organized and is based on their availability. So that might be more suitable. So you want to put that out there as an option for them too. Okay, where were we here? Clear call to action. So that was really important, was putting this link in. I clearly want them to book a call with me. That's what okay. There's nothing else to it really. Just make sure it's super clear what you want them to do. If you're just saying, hey, I'm a taekwondo athlete, I'm interested in sponsorship opportunities, that's so broad, right? They don't know what that's going to look like. Are you asking to show up in person at their events? Are you asking to be a collaborator on socials? Are you asking for money? Like, they have no idea what you're asking for. But in this instance, it's not too much of a commitment. It's only 15 minutes. They get something out of it. And yeah, it's just a lot easier like that. It's frictionless and it's specific. I'm asking them to take a very specific action. So that's really important. Okay, so let's move on. Hope this helps with your outreach. let's talk about building a website. It's the exciting part here. So building a website in 2025 is very different to even a year or two ago. Okay, there's some amazing technology that will make you do this really, really quickly. So I want to introduce you to two technologies that I personally love. I built software with these as well, Lovable and Base44. So you can use either of these for free. I think the free versions are limited to like 5 prompts, but you're basically building a website using an interface like ChatGPT. So you're using plain language and asking it, I want a website like this, that, specify whatever you like in writing. You send it like you would in ChatGPT chat, and then it's going to build an actual website for you. It's absolutely crazy. And it happens in under a minute. You can have an amazing website instantly. So the important thing here is how we prompt it and what we ask it to include. So we're going to run through that mainly. We've already got our Calendly links, so I'm going to keep that there. Let's talk about branding visuals. So what colors do you like? What do you think represents you? Let's quickly just do a little fun activity here. You can just type in brand color generator in Google, and there's plenty of free websites that allow you to just have a look at different color palettes. So if I use Canva, I'm pretty sure this might be free. You can just explore color combinations here. And let's see what we've got. Warm sunset. So I'm just going to click on it. And basically colors have different color codes. So these are called hex color codes. And we can actually use these as a reference to, so that basically the code will understand which color to display. Okay, so let's start prompting Lovable. I'm using Lovable because if you want to upgrade, it's cheaper than Base44 for a few reasons. But I recommend using Lovable for a simple website. And so we're going to go back to our colors here. And we're just going to copy and paste them. So we've got our orange. Okay, I decided to abandon Lovable just because for some reason it was slowing down my computer, probably because I'm recording as well. So I would be prompting it something like, please build a personal athlete website designed to capture sponsorship opportunities. Okay. Then I'd say for branding colors, I want you to these. Okay, so we got our colors from before. I'm also going to say, please make sure it is used in a way that is clean, modern, non-intrusive, and minimalist. Okay, so I don't want it to be like full, like looking like a full sunset. I just want little hints of these colors. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is actually find a photo of myself. That's something I've got to do, so that could be fun. Where am I going to find a photo of me? Probably somewhere in the folder in Google Drive. Alright, I found a photo, so I'm going to use this one. This is when I was competing at the Grand Prix Challenge in Korea. And now I'm actually back in Korea currently, so seems like the stars are aligning for me. So I'm going to download that, and I'm going to actually attach that into my prompt later. Okay, so I took some notes before on what else should go in this website, so let's have a look at how we should structure it. So we have a hero section. So these are the most important attention-grabbing aspects that go at the top of your website. So it's really important that we get these right. So we're going to talk about the main offer, benefits, call to action, a hero shot. So I've just got my image and a value proposition. So in other videos, I've talked about value proposition, and maybe I'll just recap that now. So I'm just looking at the notes of some of my earlier videos, and what we've got here is just a bit of a guide on how we can talk about our value and what we represent. Okay, so unique value or message. Here are some examples. The question to ask yourself is what makes me different from other athletes, and what am I really about? And so you could represent resilience. Do you show what discipline can build? Are you trying to inspire underrepresented groups or make the sport more visible? So just in my case, I'm going to be honest about where I'm at right now and just say I support other athletes and intend to lift them up by revealing hidden opportunities they deserve to know in work sport. Sport. Okay, that's not worded very well, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that. So that's something I'll bring to the table and something that's kind of unique about me. What else have we got here? There's actually some other useful slides that we might be able to give it context. What's my core identity? So who am I as an athlete? These are all great questions to give it as well. So let's go through these now and see what we come up with. My discipline is Taekwondo. Change the wording of this. My level was national team black belt. Aiming for Olympics. Okay, your experience. So is training athlete since 7, well actually probably 10. Competing since 10 years old. Competed I don't really remember how many nationals I won, but if you just say won 8 national championships, 2 golds at Oceania championships, and competed in the open competitions. Okay, that'll do for now. I'm not going to be super specific. Make a comment about my style as well. It was more kind of like brute force, I think. It was short for large, for heavy vision, using agility, speed, timing, along with strength to score points. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, what else we got here? Direction and vision. Where am I headed? So I'm just, for the sake of this, I'm going to say aiming. Still going in white for some reason, that's fun. Aiming for goals. That's Olympics 2028. I'm not currently, but who knows? I'm just going to put that for now. And then this is for Instagram bio tips, so I'm only going to take a few tips from there. What's the tone? I reckon inspiring underdog sounds cool. I'd say the tone of this website is going to be after missing out on Olympics 2024, hungry, whatever it takes to succeed 2028. By me training hard, yes, but also making smart choice, optimizing my lifestyle. So this is all just for example's sake. I'm not currently competing, obviously, but hopefully this will. So to tell more about the tone, how I'd like it to sound, I think a storytelling tone and method is really, really effective. Really latches onto the emotions of people when they read it. Okay, so that'll do for that part. Let's also just look at what I can offer. So the offering is really important. I want this to go up top. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. And let's see which ones I'd actually want to offer. Okay. Main offerings. Top. We might not be able to fit all these in the hero section, which is like what you first see without scrolling on a website. So I'm just going to see if I can cull this a little bit. I'm just basically going to think about what I'd be willing to do versus not. I feel most comfortable doing, and then we'll go from there. So social media campaigns featuring athlete using promoting the product. Yep, we can do that. Autograph sessions, meets and greets on branded events. Maybe, but I don't feel like I have the clout for that. So maybe I don't really have many fans. So live demos or fitness challenges involving the athlete. I'd be open to that. That sounds fun. Go create a video content, blog posts or podcast for the athlete. Yes, that sounds good. I can do a bit of video editing, so I'm going to keep that in. Signature product lines or limited edition items endorsed by an athlete. Can you imagine having a product named after you? That's so cool. I'm going to definitely keep that in. Athlete appearances at press events, brand launches, or sponsored tournaments. Sure, why not? As long as it doesn't clash with my schedule. So I need to outline that later. Behind the scenes content from athletes training, lifestyle, or events. To be honest, I find this kind of content really difficult to shoot and to make look good, but maybe it's good for me to practice it, so I'm going to put that in there as a challenge myself. Interactive booths, pop-ups, or athlete-led activities. Seems a bit vague. I'm just going to get rid of this one for now. Plus we've already got a lot of other options here. Random giveaways or contests promoted by the athlete on social platforms. I actually don't think I have a huge following at the moment, so I probably wouldn't that there at the moment. I'm probably more focused on creating content so I can grow alongside a business. If I had a massive following, then I might offer something more like contest based, but I don't think I'd get many sign-ups for a contest with my current audience, so I'd probably leave that out for now. And I suggest you would too if you have a small following. Okay, so that's what I'm willing to do, so that can go on the offer section. I'm not sure how it's going to structure it because the AI is going to think all that through for us. Then we can pop it through later. The call to action is going to be a meeting. So we want people that they're interested. We want to have a chat with them first before anything and make sure that we get a good vibe and that we're aligned and that we have the same ideas. So the CTA, most important hero section, book call. I'm going to put my link here. I'm just going to leave it blank for now because I don't need the actual link, but you put your Calendly link there and the button takes them to a Calendly link. Okay. So most important is the hero section. So the call to action text, I might say, let's chat. So it sounds more personal. Okay. Let's have a look what else we've got here. This is what I'm focusing on now. We've got the hero shots, value proposition, social proof. So if you've ever been in a podcast, if you've ever had something written about you in a blog, so like, for example, might have been in a blog somewhere on the internet for Taekwondo. So let's just type in Tyrone Stay with Taekwondo. I'm sure there'll be something that comes up. Okay, so Australian Olympic Committee. There's a page with my name on it here, so that's cool. Let's have a look at what it says. So this is when I competed in the Solomon Islands. It's got a cool little photo there of me competing. Bit of information. Okay. So that means I could actually build my clout a little bit on this website with saying as seen in the Australian Olympic Committee. So we call this social proof. It's basically gathering any information out there about you where people have talked good. So if there's reviews, like for some businesses it will be reviews, sometimes it will be like videos of people talking about products. That's like social content or social proof. Another example of social proof would be something like we've served this many clients, we've done X amount of projects. If it's a lot, that means that you're very experienced and you're an authority in your business. But for us, that doesn't really apply. So you can also, the form of social proof I'd be using is as seen in, and then if you've been in any podcasts, any blogs, any interviews, you can mention those and it makes you more credible. People can see that you've, been around the block in terms of socials and events and all of that. So as seen in. So this is kind of a way of us proving that we are who we are as well. So it's very clear. What else have we got on the internet about Tyrone? Okay. Here's from Australian Taekwondo. There's a little blog that mentions me in it. So it's a really great one to include, I think. It's about an Oceania Championships competition, I believe, that I would have been mentioned, my result would have been mentioned in there. So we'll add this. Okay, that's cool. Let's see if we can find one more. VIS Athlete Selections 2023. That could be good. So we're also looking at who's posting this, right? So Victorian Institute of Sport. If I mention here, so another really big name to be associated with, and I can put that on my website. Yep, so my name's here, so I would put this as well. Okay, so 3 seems like a good number. I'm sure I could go through and find a few other things. Maybe talk about my home club, the academy. Here's an old article. Where's this from? 2016. This is from when I went to World Championships when I was younger. So maybe I could add this one as well for advertiser. This is awesome. You don't realize how much press you get sometimes as an athlete. It's a very important thing to pay attention to because you can really leverage it on a website. And Adelaide Taekwondo Academy, I'm just going to link the website. Why not? You know what I mean? Bit of a sneaky promo here for Adelaide Taekwondo. Okay. Let's see what else we're missing here. So we've got a bit of social proof now. If there's anything else, if you've been in a podcast, I recommend embedding a podcast. Maybe just get the embed link from YouTube or Spotify. If you have a video of yourself fighting, you could actually embed that also. Maybe I'll find that. Yeah, that could be good. Okay, I'm finding a few videos from a while ago of me fighting. Maybe I might just use this one. I actually got gapped in this one, which is hilarious. But it was a fun fight, fun experience in Korea. Very, very tough opponent. He ended up doing an amazing job. So, get this video embedded at the top. If you have like an actual video of, about you as an athlete, then you should definitely embed it. Okay. Then what else we need to include? Features. So let's let the AI come up with that features of my offering. So, but if you can think of any, or if you've worked with people before, you could definitely talk about features. These include features. Okay, so I'm going to let the AI do the work there. About and FAQs. So, my about information. Might just do a bit of storytelling here. I'll come back once I'm done. Okay, I've just written something up. I'm Tada, a taekwondo athlete originally from South Australia, now a national team in Melbourne, seeking to make a difference for other fellow athletes to find the flexibility and support they need in their athletic careers, paving the way for a better performance in Australia as a whole. I started when I was 7 years old, jumped to the Olympics when I was 12, and never looked back. I enjoyed a tough shift from living at home, supporting myself when I moved states from SA to Vic when I was 18 years of age, struggling through the financial time and performance pressure of an underground sport in Australia. I did whatever it took to fund myself and train to the best of my ability for 5 years, and then narrowly missed out on Olympics 2024. It wasn't really narrow, but I don't know. From there, my dream is to support athletes in finding their way during and after sport, as I've lived through all of it myself and relate to these amazing achievements. So that's a little about write-up that I've done here, and FAQs. I'm going to let it. Okay, so we've got a great foundation here for an effective landing page. So let's just copy this as a prompt. It's not a well-written prompt necessarily, but it has a decent amount of information that should be able to whip up a nice landing page for us. You don't even need like a full website with multiple pages. I'd say you just need like to ask it for a landing page so that's like short, succinct, and gets right to the point. There's no point making people navigate and click on multiple buttons or anything for no reason. It's just kind of distracting, and you're trying to get them to take one action. That's to book a call with you, right? So what we're going to do now is just go back to Lovable. Hopefully it's loading a bit faster this time. We're going to paste all this information in and just see what it does with it, including that image that I downloaded before. So that you should create accounts very quick. There's a free plan that allows you 5 prompts. So that's why you want to get this first prompt as detailed as possible and really tell it what you want, to minimize the amount of prompts you might want to adjust things later. If you just want a simple page that works really well, then this is the way to go. So we're just going to log in with this account here using Google. You could also do this with your personal Google account. It's a really fast way to sign up or sign in. And then let's see what it builds from here. Okay, let's send it off. Okay, it seems to be generating it this time, which is great. So you can see the chats on the side here. You can type in whatever you need in this chat. here's the initial prompt, and it's just building something out here. As you can see, for the credits, we have 5 left. That means I've got 5 prompts, so I can message it 5 times to make any adjustments we like. Hopefully, I won't need to do anything, but if there was something not looking right with it, if you didn't like the colors, you could ask it to change the colors. If there's something not written correctly, or if it's using, say, American English instead of British English, you can ask it to change that. There's a few common adjustments that you might make to this, but let's wait until it generates. Alright, so we've generated a website. It only took a few minutes, and it's insane what it's been able to do here. So let's hide the sidebar and just see it as it would display. So we've got hero text here, Tyrant Statement, Untitled Champion, some short little call outs about some of my achievements here. So we've got let's chat partnership opportunities. So clicking this will take us down here. That just kind of shows the scope of what I do. Co-created content, social media campaigns, blah, blah, blah. As seen in, so you've got the links here. Very, very cool. See me in action. So here's the fight where I get absolutely smoked by a gun Korean. My journey, so it's gonna, that little blurb, it's used that and generated something. Current statement, a taekwondo athlete originally from South Australia. I compete in the national team in Melbourne. My mission extends beyond personal achievement. I'm seeking to make a real difference for fellow athletes, helping them find flexibility and support in their athletic careers, paving the way for better performance across Australia. Blah, 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 blah. Awesome. Got some key achievements here. Fighting style. Very cool. And mission, supporting athletes. Frequently asked questions. So let's see what it came up with here. What makes you different from other athlete partnerships? I bring a unique perspective as someone who's lived through the financial performance pressures of being an athlete. I understand both the sponsor's needs and the athlete's journey, creating a more authentic, relatable relationship. My mission extends beyond personal success. I'm committed to lifting up other athletes and creating more genuine connections with audiences. I'm open to partnerships and brands with athletic performance, health and wellness, lifestyle optimization, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So yeah, it's like kind of use information made at FAQs. Very, very cool. Let's create something amazing. Email me, connect on social media. Very, very cool. So you can also see the mobile version of this by clicking this little button here. So that's the tablet version, but here's the mobile version. And you're able to prompt and ask it to change anything in these different views as well. So this is how you can make a website for yourself really quickly. And all you need to do actually to publish it is just click the publish button. This would be the link. It's got a little description. Should be able to change this image, I think. Publish. Oh, publish is down here. Okay, there's my link. So I could actually just put this in my Instagram bio if I wanted to now. That's taken me, like, the prompting side of it's the most work. Once you've got everything, you just feed it into this tool and you've got a website up and running. It's insane. So that's what I recommend for athletes needing just like a quick website that displays everything they need. It's really simple and it makes you look very professional. You can link your Instagram, and yeah, just remember that you can prompt it to add anything you like on the sidebar here, and it'll pretty much just take any request and do a really good job. There's other ways you can make minor tweaks using this tool as well. So I hope that answers all your questions about building a website. Just remember, if you need any help putting your information together, you can use ChatGPT to help you build the prompt, to help you write any part of the bio that you might be wanting it to write about. And also, yeah, just remember this list here of potential things you could offer. So the offering is really important. Just think through what you're able to do, what your skills are, what you feel comfortable doing. There might be some things that you don't want to do based on your skill level. There might be some things that just make you uncomfortable. Consider whether or not they might actually just be good opportunities for you to get out of your comfort zone and try something different too. So yeah. That is that, guys. I hope this was super helpful. If you have any more questions, again, please leave them in the description. Hopefully this wasn't too boring, but give it a go. Lovable, you can also use Base44, use Calendly. Those three are going to be the key, and just make sure that you're following up on all of your outreach methods. And there's other videos back there if you need help figuring out who you are, your identity, how to write about yourself, how to optimize your Instagram bio, how to choose a suitable sponsor, and what you're actually looking for. All of that is in my previous videos, so be sure to check those out as well if you like. Thanks again for listening, and hope to be in touch with you guys very soon.